welcome. How was your week? Great for me, and I'm sure great for you too. We are moving and coasting clearly into the new year. And anyway, this week is another one for the youngsters. The season of love, jumping up and down. I guess in the next few days, next week, you will see them in their various red colors. Those who are toasting, those who are skimming, those who are shooting, those who are eyeing, those who are testing, and all those thinking that, well, this will be my year. And I pray indeed it's going to be a year for you that you find true love. And of course, you settle down and have a good home and a bright future. I remember myself too some years ago, 31, 35 years ago. I was in your shoes, don't worry. We are running up and down, looking for how to settle Valentine and all looking for how to take somebody to journey to have some fun and so on and so forth. So we've all passed through it and succeeded, and you too will succeed. Because to me, that is what God wants, that two of you should come together, set up a home, and have union and unite. Because two is better than one. I remember when I was a bachelor, each time I went to sleep at night, obviously, it is bread and bread and akara cake. But now it's different. If you see me there, my neck, really, I want to use this opportunity to celebrate my wife. She's done a great job taking care of me at home. This season of love, I just want to digress to lay a foundation for what this week brings around. And of course, to confirm that indeed this year is going on smoothly. Nothing can stop the year from moving. You are the one that will move with the year and ensure that you too have a dream, something that you want to work with towards the year, so that by December 2025, you too say yes, to God be the glory. Be that as it may, we started a series last week, and the series is powerfully. We look at the autonomy of local government last week. This week we'll be looking at something interesting, equally interesting, and to that extent, our guest is they are seated in the station as it were, and of course, when we come back, we'll unveil them. But for now, let's quickly go for the mini future. And when we come back, we'll get cracking. I am Wale Ogunade, and of course, the program is Voters Forum. I'm your host on this program. Don't go away. Call your people that indeed Voters Forum is on ground with you. And those of them who are on the move, you can tell them to go watch us via the social media platform, or just go to Play Store and download the Galaxy app. And of course, you'll be with us real time, on time. Don't go away. We'll be back. Double package. It really captures the essence of our discussion. And of course, our guests are here with us. Before we go into the gist of it, Alesta, I want to welcome you.
Thank you very much, Wale.
But don't worry, before you go, you know when you were with us sometime last year, you promised that you bring me fish from Bonny. I hope this. Meanwhile, once more, Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you. Yes, and my brother Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
The original Dan Kanu. Not that one.
not the other one.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, it's the season of love.
Yeah.
When I was talking, I was looking at you with my side eye. Exactly. I see that you want to say something about love and your wife. So waiting for
like a mine also is a huge blessing. In fact, I'm married to Clementina. She's also a pastor, and I have always told her, that without her, the best part of my life is gone. Yeah. So I thank God for the womb that brought her into this set of hours, and I thank God for marriage. Yeah. Use the opportunity to wish her happy birthday. Okay. I know this happy Valentine. The year there was my birthday.
You said so.
And I was touched by the pour of love by the Sun platform. But some of them had to call me, to really wish me happy birthday. And two also took me by surprise. In fact, they took me to Navy, what do you call it? These are Navy club. These are Navy, yes, Navy sailing club. But they took me there, and what I saw there, it was too much. And it's the general, call him the general, and his friend. He knows his friend. So they took me out, and it was a good one. Joe Apple is his friend. It was a good outing, and I thank them. Thank you. Thank you.
You see, what little thing you do, you don't know. And of course, people notice. And when it's time, they just come together to
and pay back.
Exactly. And I use this opportunity to tell when you just do that whatever you are doing. One day you be celebrated.
Amen.
So it's not that you be thinking that you want to do bad, do good all the time. Last time I just talked about the issue of Valentine and so on. I said I remember when I was much younger, 30, 40 years ago, running around when it's Valentine, we start screaming. I know you are with me in that regard, so you're not too of it.
Well, I'm a very conservative person.
Your laughter, no. Don't forget that I'm a lawyer. Your laughter and your body language show that we were together.
Yes.
Give me for Valentine.
I'm a very conservative person. I think it was only once I tried to do Valentine. And it backfired on me. Since then, I just see it as any other day. Unfortunately, it's also my junior study.
Yeah.
So I just remember my junior study every 14th of February.
Yeah.
One of what I started bad experience was that I even put spade to it. There was this day I was working somewhere in the island. I had a visit on that day, and just a normal visit.
Okay.
That's okay. Let's go to one of the beaches. Okay. To grab a meal. And you won't believe that we spent close to an hour on the line to get to the serving point. The food always finished. They go and bring me one. And by the time they finally got served, the chicken was half done. Blood. You can practically see blood in it. But since that, I'm talking about maybe 1998 or 2000, between 1998 and 2000. I mean, that was the day I put page. So everything,
celebration of Valentine.
Because I'm like, the crowd of people I saw there that day
was massive.
And the near foolishness or stupidity that was exhibited by a son that, well, there's nothing bad in celebrating love. If you want to give somebody a gift, just do it this way. So you want to, where the young ones, you want to begin to catch your babe or something. Do it humbly and do it responsibly.
Whichever way, that unfortunately you were on that other side. Those people like me, I enjoyed every time, every year. I enjoyed it. But again, just as I said, I guess it was a foundation for having a good home. Those who are serious who have prayed for it, that yes, they want love, bring love, because that's what Valentine is all about. And I hope that those who want to be involved this year will have set up a home, and of course go according to God's commandment, coming together to produce and of course to enlarge, to populate the world, and ensure that the foundation of it as God planned in that the family is not destroyed. Pray that God happens. And that God makes that happen. And today's topic is right there, the autonomy local government. It goes deeper than last week. But then we have somebody again last week we missed India theology, and we insisted that he come and want to appreciate you for reading our call. Very busy man, Alexander Wilcox. Very, very busy. But God has given him the opportunity to be here today. Alexander Wilcox is not a new name. He's very old. He's not only a human rights activist or a political analyst, as he calls. To me, he's a financial guru. He knows finance inside out, and that's why we deliberately brought him today, so that he can give us some insight into all this mess, this politics of local government paying autonomy, first charge, what all this language. I don't know. You go explain to us.
You will explain. You will explain tire.
So let's get started. We'll start with you, Alexa. This autonomy. Before, before this Tinubu administration and the autonomy, because we have been calling for it years since the beginning of democracy in 1999, that indeed local government is a tier of government should not be tied to the apron string of the governors as you see in practice. And of course, the governors now they became manor, the lord of the manor, doing whatever they wanted to with the local government funds. And it was a huge fund, a huge amount of money, including their security votes. So everything about local government was in the pocket of the governor as it were. So now, or then, what happened, of course, what people went through, and of course, we'll now look at the journey so far about this new regime.
Well, thanks for assessing the tone. Like you just said, it's not a new topic as far as Nigerian political legislation is concerned. This has always been on the front by local government autonomy. All along, because it's profitable to the governors, especially the sitting governors. It's after the governor leaves that he now realized that
advocate for it.
This will have happened. So when something favors you, and that's the issue we have in Nigeria today. When something favors you, it's okay. It can be explained out. But the moment it doesn't favor you, you see the real situation and you begin to ask. And also, when you're on this other side, most of the time when you're on this other side, and then you get to the other side, you're not going to, instead of to carry those things that you want, that you are advocating here to this side,
to practice.
You get here and you felt, okay, we can always manage it as it is. Local government is a very, very serious tier of government recognized by the Constitution, just as the states are not subservient to the federal. So also the local government are not supposed to be subservient to the states. I think the former Constitution, I'm not a lawyer, the former Constitution, maybe they didn't see as wide enough as at that time in order to have the safeguards.
Let me just come in there now. Since you said you are not a lawyer, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, I know.
The Constitution is clear. It is a three-arm of executive tier. They have the federal, the state, and the local government. And I like the way you laid the foundation. The governments don't take any directive or direction whatsoever from the federal, because the federal government via Tinubu now is elected, has a mandate, one constituency. The governor has the constituency of his state. Then the local government too, or the chairman, has a constituency of his local area. He too is elected by his people. The governor elected by his people. The president elected by his people. All of them, they sold themselves through a manifesto, as they call it, to the people who made them to choose them. So there is a possibility that the manifesto of the local government chairman will be different from that of the governor. So definitely the man has intervened and interfered with the ruling, with the governance of the state. And of course, that will now not make the mandate to come. The framers of the Constitution, they knew what they were doing by putting the local government chairman and creating, that's why they brought in this consolidated revenue fund, so that each one will draw from the first charge. Well, again, I'm now, you are taking, I'm coming to you.
Is that when I thought about framers putting enough safeguards, I think that was where I think that maybe they did not take that safeguard seriously. Because just like the safeguard between the federal and the state, there's a very clear safeguard. The activities of the state are enshrined in what is it, Schedule 2 or Schedule whatever. There is the exclusive list. There is the concurrent list, and there are the state exclusive and local government exclusive. Now, what the framers now did was to go and tie the local government fund to a state consolidated revenue fund called the JAC. I think that is where that's where the first started. Second problem, you now leave local government election to the whims and caprices of the state. Now, that's the second flaw. Now, had it been that state consolidated revenue fund was not there, had it been that the state SEC was not there, and then the national electoral body manages
The
local government election.
election.
Also, third thing that again did not give the state was putting the local government administration in the law that regulates local government in the state assembly, putting the fate,
Yes.
so to say, of the local government into the state assembly.
And having the effrontery of having a commissioner managing or
There's
supervising
local government.
Yes, a commissioner of local government.
Local,
So
exactly.
the safeguards were not enough.
I
Yes,
agree
the
with
constitution
you.
provides them, but the safeguards were not enough. Now, so the constitution in one hand gave them
a life.
right to exist. In the other hand, put their life again in the hands of this governor. And we know how.
What's the name of that my friend that was killed by the police in America? Who said he wanted to breathe? Fred something.
Yes.
So they did not allow. They were
still told by the same constitution that gave them life.
Yeah.
And that is why we have this. We're having all these discussions today, because I think that the constitution has given them mandates. What to do, local government roads, primary education, primary healthcare, all the collection of parks,
development of markets,
and everything. Because they're giving that to them. You now tied their life to the state governors in terms of the Joint Revenue Commission for the Allocation Commission, and then you tied their operation to the state of assembly, make laws for them. So you have stifled them, and we have a country where governors are more powerful than the president in this country.
Yes.
People may not understand, and that is why sometimes when people are talking about putting all the woes of the country, the garri is expensive, the peace is expensive, onions is expensive. We are calling Tinubu, we are calling the president, and the question you ask yourself: does the federal government have land? The federal government doesn't have land in Nigeria. Agriculture is a state-dominated activity.
Yes.
And then people think, and that's what we try to correct them. Thank God for voter awareness and all that. People think that the federal government gives money to the state. The federal government does not give money to the state. What gives money to the state is the consolidated revenue fund, which the federal government cannot legislate on. So it is the Tinubu does not give money to the state. The federal government even draws from that consolidated revenue fund. So what we are saying in essence is the local government was not helped by the constitution in a way it should have been helped for us not to be having this argument that we're having today.
Let us quickly go and take water. When we come back, then of course we'll get cracking again. Don't go away, just tell your people that it's getting sweeter. You know, we told you this is going to be an interesting year. You to make it interesting to yourself. It's in your hands. But anyway, that's one. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll now get cracking to be getting deeper into this thing. Go. You're welcome back. We're looking at the issue of local government autonomy, and I really want to appreciate that let's a good foundation. I know that we're going to build on it. And in building on it, my brother Sam, I wanted to look at the angle of the journalist. Generally, the journalist is interested in the developmental aspect of politics, both as it affects physical and even the social well-being of the communities. Their development, the essence of local government, has it been achieved? That's the question.
Mr. Wale, well, let me start with the, very good analysis of Alexia. I really share a lot in his views, but my point of departure is where he's saying perhaps that the governor is more powerful than the president.
Yes.
I don't think we are having such. It might be theoretically,
yes,
if we're looking at it from the books,
yes,
the power that they should have.
Yes.
But if we are talking of in practice, because I've not seen any governor that may want to confront the president,
yes,
and that will not be smashed the way the country is.
Yes.
And
what just come in when it comes to, don't forget, it's a political dispensation.
That's what I'm saying.
The president needs the governor as his foot soldier.
Yes.
For political reasons, for elections and so on.
Exactly.
Right. So let me leave it at that.
Mm.
Let me go that deep.
And he needs them to. He needs them. The governors to also need him.
I will remember what the governors did to Obasanjo. You will never forget them in a long time. So go on.
So what I'm saying, it's just like my own worry about our situation is just like we talk of. There is no constitution you can say is perfect, like what you were saying, and that is why you continue to have amendments. Sometimes they say amend this area. When there is new development, do some amendment. It's like somebody was saying, philosophers have, that the philosophers have interpreted the world, that the problem is to change it. And in changing it, sometimes it's not as if we don't know what to do to change it. Yes, that's the problem. Most of our leaders, they know exactly what to do, but you will still come to see abuses in one or the other. It's like what I was opportune to be in Alausa as a correspondent when this present president, Jagaban, was the governor. I was following his press call. And I know that he was passionate about what is happening now and what he has been able to achieve now. And you now begin to ask yourself, okay, this thing has been achieved now. What is also the problem? In terms of letting the money, the Supreme Court has said, give them their money back. Everybody has said, the Attorney General, everybody.
Yes, so this is a great reminder. You fought for local government autonomy.
Yes, he did.
When this Obasanjo seized this money.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So why would there be impediments now? Since he's
the one that is now handling the clutches of power. So those are the issues. Because
President, what's happening now? You know what this thing is. This bureaucracy, please remove it. Let the local government breathe. Let them have access to their fund. Leave them. If they let them steal the money, chop the money, there are institutions to deal with them, and there are people like us too. Have Alesta, people like Alesta, who is an analyst, who is a financial guru. We have people, journalists like Dankanu, who is going to expose all these people. There are so many people now. It's not like before that people will just do it and get away with reckless impunity. So let them have the fund. Let us now begin to push them that yes, the street lights, the corner roads, and of course the power and all the poles and the dispensaries, all needs to be fixed. Let them tell us stories now. Is that what you are saying?
Exactly. And sometimes my word is also we always tend to sometimes belittle the local government or the local government chairman.
Yeah.
As if we
belittle them because they don't
know because I know
that my brother. I'm coming down. Don't worry, you quickly.
Because I know that there are a lot of local government chairmen that are well informed.
Yes.
Some of them that have master's degree, doctors that are there, people that are well informed.
Yes.
So it's also not good. There are some local government chairmen that when you put them as governors, they will perform. If you put them in the presidency, they will perform. So what we are using this opportunity to say is that anything like bureaucratic bottleneck or anything should not be allowed at this point in time. Now that the Supreme Court has said that their money should be paid directly to them, let their money directly paid to them. Let them use their money. And like as you have rightly pointed out, there are a lot of institutions that will also deal with them. The lawyers are there. The journalists are also there to put their investigative prowess into action, to also begin to open up certain anomalies about them. So the truth is that because you can never know whether they will do well or they will not do well until you give them their. So it's better to give them their money, let them kick off.
Yes, Alesta, he brings something, and that's the issue of the chairman, not the chairman, various chairmen of local governments, not pulling their weight. And why is it so?
Well, the first question is, we always talk about leadership selection model. That is a very major discussion we have in this what we're having. How were these chairmen? How did they emerge?
You don't touch our body. So
how did they emerge?
Okay.
That emergence is important.
Okay.
Now, just take example what happened in my state, Rivers State, just in the near, not too far. I can tell you how much influence, how much grip the governors want to hold to local government. Now, the two gladiators, Wike and Fubara, Wike was holding the local government.
Yes.
Even after he left power, his boys were still holding local until the expiration of the tenure. And then you see the Haluba that created the state assembly that said they had power to regulate local government, passed a law saying that they're extending their tenure. The governor said, no, I'm not signing this law. Their tenure has expired. So you see, that problem is in the River State is more. The Ikuri local government has not been opened since then because Manosike still said he's still the chairman. Even after they have conducted the election, and what did the governor do? He carried all his boys to another party, and all of them win. That's why I said the emergence. And then this issue of SEC. Look, it's not that. And then again, even the councillors that are supposed to be a check, that's supposed to constitute an assembly for the chairman. Who are those that are the councillors?
Exactly.
So how do they match? Look, I live in Lagos, I live in Shomo local government. Since this dispensation, I've been fortunate to I have had to know the activities of at least three formidable local government chairmen. I'm talking about Kuye, I'm talking about Gusto, and I'm talking about Dulak. None of these, both Baba Gusto and I can't call him very well, and Kuye, who is now a House of Rep member, represents none of the activities, none of their performance matched what Dulak has done. He's in his second term now. So that lady claims that some of them are very good. If Dulak becomes governor of Lagos State by whatever this thing, he will be a very good because he has shown capacity in Sumo local government where I live. He has shown capacity. But that cannot be said about the other two that I just mentioned. The other one is the House of Rep. So again, so there are some of them that can perform. There are some that will not perform because of how they emerge. They feel that they have allegiance to the man, to the governor that brings them in. Because most times it is not even by true correct primaries, it is by true selection. Okay, this one will go, that one will not go, this one will go. Local government is too. Yes, local government is too key.
Exactly.
To be left in the hands of any and anybody. Even the councillors that are supposed to be in the legislative arm of local government should be persons that can challenge, that can bring, because I mean in the UK councils, councillors are persons who have distinguished themselves in society. If today the law is changed, because today what you have primary secondary school or primary 6, you can be a councillor. All the councillors have represented my ward in I'm talking about local government. All the councillors have represented my ward. Well, let
me pick you from where you are taking it.
Let me just finish. So, if the constitution or the country will take deep interest more in local government. Now we're talking about financial autonomy. Yes, who can checkmate the chairman? It's not the councillors. First line of checkmate, the councillors. Now, if you have that do not understand what is called legislation, that is just a primary school person, a dropout, maybe it's not a school dropout, somebody who is just all over the place doing gra. It's okay, come councillor. That has nothing, does not even understand what is called like you say, first line and second line charge. How can it be? So, and this is what we have all over the country, because the governor, whoever, will say, okay, let me compensate all my political associates. Let me not use the word talk. All my political associates. Let me not compensate. So, for this word, this will go. That one will go. So, you find that they come there and then they don't even know what they're doing. At the end of the month, chairman, anything, what is there for us now? Chairman will now release money where people share. So, they now look like schoolboys. Or teachers under the headmaster, which is the chairman. So there must be strengthening. The government must be strengthened. It's not just giving. Yes, I believe in the giving of their funds, but it must be strengthened. That institutions, that the structure, being the governance structure, especially their legislative arm, must be such that it's able to understand that it is a serious look. Some local governments, for instance, local government, local government is richer than a state, than some states.
Yes.
Lagos Island local government is richer than some states. Surulere local government is richer than some states. So if you now have such profile of such in such places, and then you now leave it in the hands of just anybody, charlatans. If it's okay, before you become a councillor, you must either be retired, a senior, senior, that is, must have retired, or you
must have shown capacity for something.
In something, leadership. For you to be a councillor. That will create a stronger base for local government. When you are talking about electricity or power or this or roads, man understands, and it has a cloud capacity to make such discussion and then to make it happen. So as the chairman will always be constantly on his toes to ensure that to know that there are quality people who are there to support your administration. So that for me, that is the way to go.
Alesta, you have thrown something that has been heavy in my heart. Really, it's been heavy. And I want to quote you, not that for anything, that local government is too important. It's too important to be left in the hands of nobody.
Of charlatans.
Charlatans and mediocres. And that's what affects our youth. I've gone around, and some of us have traveled outside this country severally, and I've seen local councils, local government as it were. It is people with integrity that are councillors.
Yes.
Not to talk of mayor.
Not talk of mayor.
Councillors, people with integrity, people who have your mind, who have your interest at heart. We can't continue like this and expect things to go on. You know, you need to know the enormous funds in the hands of the local government. Even if it's the the common rate, the little taxes, the collection rates on a daily basis. I guess it's one of our guests here. Were you the one that said that? Imagine the water seller, and those people who are all over. Sometimes they pay as much as 5 times in a day.
They pay.
Collecting money from them in under one guise or the other. And of course, not to all intents and purposes, those money do not go to the local government coffers as it were. But if these are streamlined, you can imagine what that amount of money can be used to, the area that it will be put to. But anyway, before we go round up in a minute, please, let's quickly have your own closing remark.
You know, what is just like what Alex has just raised, what he has raised. Let's make sure that, you know, we put people there as local government chairmen, as councillors, you know, people there that can stand on competence, you know, people there that has capacity, you know, the people that has vision, you know, it's not there. Some of them, like what I wanted to tell you the other time, I know of a local government councillor. The he was a former driver of the local government chairman. You just pick the guy and say, okay, go and be in the listen for us. So we found out that what can that type of person do? So those are the issues. So if you put people there with capacity, you know, people that can, you know, can stand beyond and above the ordinary eyes, you know, and make their inputs felt, the local government chairman will not ignore them. It's as simple as that. It's as even as the governors are. There are some people that when they speak, even as legislators, they listen to them. Even as the presidency is. There are some senators, some House of Reps, when they speak, they know their onions very well. He will respect them. He will buy their vision. You find out when Babangida left, he said no matter what he was doing, that when Gani speaks, that he's one of the people that he was also respecting. So when all these people show their capacity, when a local government council shows your capacity, the other person, the chairman, has no other thing than to accept. You know, just like I said, nobody can make you, you know, not to be relevant without your consent. You know, it's when you say you are not there, you will consent. So those are the issues. Let's get people with capacity, people that stand tall on competence, people that has a vision, people that has excelled, you know, people that has good leadership traits that you can think of.
Alessa, you two, I'll give you 1 minute to round up. Just a minute.
Yes, I believe that the Supreme Court has set the tone, and whatever paperwork or administrative procedure that they are. I think there was 3 months moratorium. The panel was set up for that this can be implemented because, like you say, and the lawyer said, the Supreme Court is a court of law. When they have spoken, they've spoken.
So they are the court that are the final.
They are the final say on that. So we have gotten that clear direction that must be implemented. But like we've just said, and which is very important, the local government must be made to function in a way that it will be beneficial to the people with competent people, competent hands. You don't bring charlatan somebody's driver. Yes, I'm not discarding anybody.
Of course,
I'm not trying to belittle anybody. But when you see obviously that this person, the moment you make him look like a councillor, the next day he moves from Shomolu, he's now gotten a house in VI, and then he's now written, and then he wants to be praying on the road. That for him, that is the vision.
Exactly.
But if he's retired, is a lawyer or a journalist,
that has something at stake.
Secretary, civil servant,
has his integrity at stake.
A councillor representing a particular ward. Please see this all. So whatever thing the chairman is talking about, say, chairman, this is what we are talking about. So because there are about 10 or 12 of them, and they say, chairman, we can impeach you if you do not carry out the people-oriented program. And then people, and then
the chairman will sit down. Alesta is agitated. Really, this is a series, and the way I see it, Alesta, will you have time for us next week? Sacrifice in the mood of the nation. I hope will you be around
I'm not sure next week.
You are not sure.
We can take him on Zoom.
I might not be. Yeah, we can. If the Zoom works,
we'll see. We'll see what we'll do, because I don't want us to leave this topic. Because
if the Zoom work,
we have looked at something now, and that thing is that I'll let our people. The local government is a very important aspect of our life, which all of us generally discard. But there's this cliche that says that all politics is local. And unfortunately, people don't look at that locality of that politics as relating to the local government. They all look at their own politics is international or national. You don't foul. I studied economics. I'm an economist apart from being a lawyer. I know that the simple law of economics is from down to the top. Abi? But anyone that comes from the top down, they call it abnormal. And it's going to abnormal curve. And it comes down crashing. We don't want that again. We have practiced the normal abnormal curve. Now we want to practice the normal curve. Let some of us just look at it that we want to serve our community. We want to serve fatherland. Let us see how we'll be interested in the local politics. That's how it was done in other climes, and that's how it was good for them. And we too, it must be good for us here. If big men, retired men, and very important people with capacity are given the opportunity, or they themselves now seize that opportunity. Fortunately, elections are around the corner, local government elections are around the corner, Lagos State, State, and some other states. Involve yourself.
Let our young people come up too.
You come up and ensure that local government is populated by people who have capacity, as we have discussed on this platform this morning. We'll just see what we can do next week if we're able to bring this team together one way or the other, maybe via Zoom, so that we enrich the discourse. Till then, we want to really appreciate our guests.
Thank you, Mr. Wale.
Thank you.
Dan, original Dan.
Thank you very much, Wale.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Both of you have enriched this discourse today. And again, Dan, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
We pray that God will keep you and make you a useful instrument of national development, and until you get to the top.
Amen.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
So on that note, I want to say have a great time. I'm Wale Ogwade, your host on this program called Voters Forum. We will look at something that comes up. We'll look at something. We'll see if we can do a conference on local government administration in the way forward, so that we see how we can better the lot. We'll do something. I'll talk with the management, and of course, we'll come out with something with our guests here. We'll look at something so that all of us will have a better local government next year. Thank you.